Hey in squad, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning right back in. If you're new here, my name's Nandi. If you don't know, now you know to subscribe. And if you're a regular, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I appreciate all the love and support, guys. It's been phenomenal. So a couple of weeks back, I literally posted a poll and a little NGL link for people to send in any questions that they have. So just a simple Q&A. So today's video is going to be a question and answer. I'm literally so excited because I haven't done a sit down video in so long. So don't be concerned if my eyes wander a lot, because I don't know, it's just like a different type of video for me because I'm so used to vlogging, you know. But I've got some questions that I asked you guys on my Instagram, so I'm just gonna answer those questions, and I just thought it's a good way to get to know each other as well and just to interact. So yeah, I put the questions on my phone and I'm just gonna answer the questions. So a lot of the questions were just basing on life in Poland, if I'm enjoying it, how I've made so many friends here, and just like a few personal questions as well. So it's just basing on my social life here and just my life in general ever since I moved from Zimbabwe to Poland, and just like things about like getting to know me as a person. Before we go further into the video, a lot of you have been sending me DMs on my Instagram, even some of you sending me emails, and it even goes as far as sending me DMs on TikTok, because a lot of people are looking for housing in Poland. If you're looking for the perfect accommodation for either a shared apartment, a studio apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, and so on, Zebra Cribs is definitely your plug. I'm gonna post the Instagram handle right at the bottom of the page, so don't forget to go and follow them. Go and look for the perfect housing and they'll be there to assist. It's a simple process. All you have to do is send in an Instagram DM such as, "Hi, I'm looking for," describe what you're looking for in an apartment, and they'll be able to assist you in no time. I highly recommend. So please do go and check them out. So as per usual, the regular question, like, how old are you? So I'm literally 20 right now, and I'm turning 21 this year in August. Super excited because that's like such a big age. Genuinely so grateful. So I'll be turning 21 this year, but I'm currently 20 as we speak. And yeah. Another question that I got is, do you want kids eventually? Of course I do. Like, I obviously romanticize having a beautiful family. I don't plan on living or doing this life thing alone, because that's never been the way I've been raised. I was raised in a household with siblings and stuff, so of course I definitely want to have my own children in the future, and I definitely want to have like a husband 100%. So definitely I do want to have kids eventually when I'm like older and married. Yeah, there's obviously steps and stages to leading to that, but definitely I do want to have children eventually. Not sure how many. I'll be happy with however many God blesses me with, but preferably like a number like 3 or 4, you know. But I think I'd prefer an even number because it's more balanced in my own opinion. So yeah, 100% I definitely want to have children in the future. Another question, also some of you guys' questions, like I really appreciate you guys asking questions and stuff, but some of the things are stuff like, "Hi, please respond to my DM," "Hi, you should reply me," and then you send it as a NGL link, but there was an option to send like questions that I can like respond to knowing who the person is. Like, how do I know that I should respond to you if I'm not gonna know who sent the message? But anyway, the haze, I should reply you. It depends who you are as well, so yeah. Yeah, like some of these questions, "You're my biggest crush this year, not gonna lie." That is super cute. I'm glad that you like me. And some of the questions were very like inappropriate. Some of them I want to answer, to be quite honest with you. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not selecting questions. I am selecting. There's some that I'll prefer not to answer, and there's some that I will prefer to answer, because I genuinely feel like videos should be interesting but also very informative. Like there should be something people take out of the video. So another good question that I was asked was, are you enjoying Poland so far, and which university are you at? I definitely am enjoying Poland so far. I don't want to lie. I think it's been a good stepping stone in like just my journey of life as a whole, because it was my first time like leaving home. So it was just nice to be able to be like in an environment where I can grow as an individual without having like my parents' support or people to fall back on. It's just like been a good learning curve and a learning experience. Yes, here and there, once in a while, it's not always the best. I can't lie. Sometimes I miss home and I'm like, oh, I just want to go back. But it's been such an amazing place to like start off my life. It's like a stepping stone towards like greater or greener pastures, if I could call it that. So definitely I am enjoying Poland. And for the which university are you at question, I'm at Vistula University. That's in Poland, Warsaw. It's a very beautiful university. Like it's not a bad place to be, you know. Which leads me to my next question. Someone asked, would you recommend the varsity you are at? To an extent, yes and no. I have my reasons as to say no, and I'll get into them. But let's start with the positives. I would recommend it because it's a beautiful varsity with like lots of cultural diversity. Basically, there's a lot of people from different countries, so it's amazing to be there because you're gonna learn a lot from just being associated in a place with so many cultures. You know, I love that so much because it doesn't make you feel like you're so far from home. Because I can't imagine, oh my gosh, excuse me, I can't imagine learning here and being in a class full of like Polish students only, and I'm the only Zimbabwean. It wouldn't be an environment that's comfortable for me as a person to grow, you know. So I love that there's a lot of cultures going on in the school. Definitely that's like the big highlights of the place. Would I recommend it? For the negative aspects, not so much, because I feel like it doesn't have a lot of varsity life going on, but which is common here in Poland specifically. I don't know about all of Europe, but if you're looking for an experience that's similar to back home, it would definitely be very different in my own opinion, because there's no stuff like I don't think there's a lot of extracurricular activities. They're probably there, but majority of the things cater for like Polish students and stuff like that. So I think to an extent sometimes they do run away from the aspect of it being an international university. So sometimes it's like, I look at my friends who are like in Cape Town and all of that, and I'm like, oh, that looks really fun, because obviously it's closer to home. It feels more familiar and more comfortable because it's similar settings. There's like rugby going on. There's a lot of things just happening. I feel like when I dreamt of varsity life, I wanted a life where there's a lot of like extracurricular, because I strongly believe varsity is a place for socializing and growing yourself as a person. It's not really a place to learn, if I call it that. Of course, yes, here and there you gain knowledge, but it's more of a place where you then, it has like, it builds up character, basically. So sometimes I feel like it's limiting, because after lectures, you're just ready to go home. I just wish it had like a lot more going on to say, it keeps me on campus for activity, you know. But other than that, I would recommend it. It's not a bad varsity. A lot of people are there as well. So if you're a person who's a bit scared to shy away from a place where it doesn't feel like you see like a lot of people from home, Vistula is the place to be, because there's quite a couple of people from all countries, you know. Another question. Someone asked me, how did you get to have so many friends in Poland? I don't really think I have so many friends. I'm definitely a social person, that's a fact. I've always been that way from back home. I've just always been a person who loves to socialize, you know. But I think when I came here, I put it upon myself to definitely limit the amount of people I let into my space. And I had to work on that, because when you're a social person, you attract different kinds of people, you know, and everyone wants to be in your space. That's the truth of the matter. So I had to like teach myself how to be a person who like knows how to be very selective of my friends. As bad as that may sound, being selective is a good thing, because you're at a stage in your life where you can't just let in everyone and anyone, because you need to be associated with people that only like bring out the best version of you. So I'm not really like, I don't really have that many friends, but I do have a group of like amazing friends. I can like count my friends now, which was something that I couldn't really necessarily do back home. I mean, I knew my close friends, but I knew like a lot of people. So it sometimes was misleading for me to know who's actually my friend and who isn't my friend. So yeah, in terms of how do I get to have so many friends in Poland, I don't know if this is a person who's asking from a perspective of they're trying to make friends, or they're just curious on how I managed to like obtain the friends that I have. Just a simple hi, guys. You know, like some of my greatest friendships have grown from just a simple conversation like, hi, my name is, you know. That's the journey of life, learning how to interact with other people. So definitely some of my friends are from back home, but I met quite a lot of people here, and I've met such amazing people just because I was able to like engage in a short conversation. Some of my friends I met by saying, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. A simple compliment just because I felt like me and this person would possibly get along, or not even approaching people with the intention of saying we're gonna get along, approaching people because it's coming from a genuine place where you're just like, I'm just gonna ask like a question. Hi, sorry, I'm looking for this. Automatically you gain a friend. And people here are so quick to swap like social media platforms like Instagram handles, Snapchat, WhatsApp contacts. So it doesn't make it too difficult. Like you can have a short conversation with someone on a bus ride and they instantly say, oh, I actually enjoyed this conversation. Do you mind like catching up somewhere? And they give you their number. I've met quite a lot of girls who do that, and it's such a breather to have people who are like open to like new connections and stuff like that. So definitely some people just like instantly just give you like their Instagram or something, and then you guys just find yourself like chatting every now and then, and you figure out that you actually have a lot more in common than you thought. So yeah, but most of my greatest friendships here were just from a simple hi, and quite a lot of my friends are from school as well. So the memo is go for your lectures, guys, because you're gonna meet your friends. Someone also asked, tell us about your romantic side of life in Poland. That's a very good question, actually. I don't think I really had a lot going on for myself, to be honest, because I told myself I'll take it slow within the first year of getting here. I didn't want to be that person who's doing too much in terms of trying to find a romantic partner. Of course, everyone's got drama here and there. You know, you can't like totally run away from that aspect of having a crush or meeting someone you might potentially like. But I think I just like told myself in the first year or in the first 6 to 7 months, it's me focusing on me settling down and me actually getting into like the system of being in a new environment and actually learning to live by myself, you know, because it's such an important thing to first love the life that you're living on your own before involving someone else into that life. Because the minute you put someone else in before you love being by yourself, you're going to become very dependent on that person. So I haven't had a bad love life in Poland, actually. I'm very selective. Very, very selective about who I let into my space, who I get to know, who I don't get to know. I can't say it's been like all roses and stuff like that. You know, obviously it's had like hiccups here and there where you get to know a person and it doesn't necessarily go the way you wanted it to. I can't pretend it's been perfect through and through, but it's had its good positives, you know. It has. Obviously, I've like met people that I like, you know. So it's not impossible to like find someone you like and actually get to know better. And I know probably this question is brewing from a place of thinking, you hear people say Poland is such a toxic place.
No. I don't cry.
And or people are not really like genuine in this place. People don't really like each other. There'll be all those kind of allegations, or people are like this, oh, there's a lot of like cheating shenanigans. Fair and fine. I think every place has got those kind of things going on. It's just unfortunate that like there's a lot of people here, so things seem to be blown out of proportion. I think it's just about finding or associating yourself in the right spaces, you know. That's the only way you can meet people that you actually potentially like. And also don't like open yourself to people that you know that you're not gonna get along with like that, but you're still open to trying it. Why are you open to trying something that doesn't align with what you're looking for? So my romantic side of life in Poland hasn't been bad at all. I've just like kept I've been like on a very slow ride. I'm not trying to move mad and I'm not trying to be fast. I'm just taking it a day at a time. Yeah. Ask me, what's your favorite brand? I'm guessing this is in terms of like any brand in general. I mean, of course, I want to mention an expensive brand. I definitely like other brands, but I'll mention a brand, like a basic brand that I actually like, that I have, would possibly be Nike, because I don't actually own a pair. I own one pair of Adidas shoes, which my brother bought me for like hockey. Those are the only shoes that I own that are Adidas. Everything else is like Nike. I think I love Nike. Always loved Nike, you know. But you know, in the future, my favorite brand, when you ask me, I'll be like, oh, I like LV, you know, no, I'm a Gucci girl. Oh no, I'm a this.
250,000 each. If I lose one of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to sell my Birkin bags.
Yeah, but unfortunately at the moment now, for what I can afford, it'll probably be like Nike. I guess that's the kind of brand you're asking about. Another question is Shona on Ndebele friends, and then they just put prefer at the end. I'm guessing they're asking which ones do I prefer. I'm not one to choose like friendship based off of like culture or stuff like that. No, I don't think that's the right way of doing things. If you're still choosing your friends based off of the fact that you both Shona or you're both Ndebele, then I kind of find that a bit childish, in my own opinion, because no offense, it's a very good question. Because there are people who still like segregate and say, I don't hang out with Shona girls, I don't hang out with Ndebele girls, or I don't hang out with Shona guys, or I don't hang out with Ndebele guys. I don't believe in that. If someone is just a good friend, just be their friend regardless of where they're from. As long as their thing, like their culture aligns with yours, there's nothing wrong with that. I can't limit myself, you know. I definitely do have some Shona friends, definitely have a couple of Ndebele friends too, definitely have like a few friends from Mozambique, definitely have a few friends from different places, you know, a few friends from Zambia. So it's kind of like, I don't necessarily prefer either. I just like base myself in a place where someone is just a good friend. I don't mind if you're Shona, I don't mind if you're Ndebele. I just do friendship because someone is genuine, not because of where they're from or what's their culture. Another question on relationships. Your thoughts on relationships in Poland. Can these guys be trusted? Everyone says to stay away. Lol. See, this is what I was saying in the last question about my love life in Poland. Guys, it differs for everyone. I want to be that person who says, stay away, boys are toxic. Men are like this, I like this, I like this. But hey, I would be lying if I said that that's the kind of person I am, because I mean, I've got two brothers. So if I'm bashing men practically, I'll be being like a bit harsh. Definitely, I would advise that you like guard yourself very jealously and know what you want for yourself as a person. I can't stress the knowing what you want for yourself as a person enough, because a lot of people find themselves in sticky positions just because they don't know what they want for themselves. So you can't really say like, oh, it's because of the boys' fault. Sometimes it's just you and not setting boundaries or setting expectations correctly. So there are some relationships that are very toxic in this place. I can't lie. There's a lot of like weird things happening. I can't lie. I'm not gonna pretend like this place is holier than thou. Definitely there is a lot of people who've been through a lot in terms of relationships in this country, which is why people say stay away. But I don't want to be that person who says stay away, because my story might not be your kind of story. You know, maybe I'm having a hard time with relationships. It doesn't mean that you're gonna have a hard time with relationships. I can't stress this enough. Not everyone is toxic in this place. There's still people who genuinely like each other.
Cap.
There's still people who actually get married. There's still people who actually see a future together, and there's still people who don't do other things like entertaining other partners, any form of cheating. So it's not everyone who's like that, but the majority, I must say, do have a very bad reputation. So just know the people to not associate with. If you're told that this person has been like A, B, C, D, my sister, my brother, why are you also trying to be with that person?
What the problem about you, Susan? You love too much. You fall in love easily. Too much. It's like you are desperate for love.
Person, not in a bad way. Fair and fine, everyone should be given a chance to know someone for themselves. But I'm a strong advocate for saying, if you do your background research and you hear that this person is like this, like this, like this, why do you want to put yourself in a jeopardizing position where you don't even know if they're not going to do the same? You know, if it happened to someone else, surely it can happen to you. People don't just change overnight. So, as I was still saying, people don't just change overnight, guys. Let's be practical. If you're told that this person is like this, like this, like this, and there's been over 3 people complaining about that person, boy or girl, what makes you think you're the person who's gonna change that person? Like, I'm normally a person who's so positive and believes that like everyone has got a different experience of their own, but there's just some things that are just naturally within a person once they start. One mutual you would wish to meet in person, I like actually wouldn't even hesitate. I think Pam, yeah, she's back home but she lives in South Africa. She's one of the nicest people I've ever had conversations with. And you know, like when you like someone so much without having to meet them, yeah, she's one mutual I'd want to meet. Another one onto the list, it'll be a girl called Noku. Oh my gosh, I love her down. Like, guys, she always watches my YouTube videos. She always comes back with like so much energy, so much support. And I've never met her, but you know when someone just likes you and you're like, how do you like me without knowing me? It's so cute. Like, I genuinely appreciate her so much. So shout out to, they're not questions but they're compliments. I'm seeing some that say, you're so pretty, you're such a gorgeous girl, you're so sweet. Oh, appreciate you guys so much. Mwah. Appropriate. I don't feel like I would answer such things like this. Like, nah, we're not gonna be doing none of that. Yeah, a lot of these questions were based on romance. Y'all really want to be in love, huh? So I think like that's majority of the questions you guys asked me. But if you've gotten this far in the video, it means you are a loyal in squad member. Like, you just need premium membership, because what do you mean you just listen to me waffle for I don't know how many minutes? But I really enjoyed making this video and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video too. You know, thank you so much again for sending in your questions. I enjoyed answering the questions that you guys had. Fair and fine, if your question wasn't picked in this video, don't worry, there'll be a potential video in the near future where I'll possibly answer your question. The support I've been receiving, thank you so much guys. We are almost at 700 subscribers. I'm so excited. Can you imagine 700 people watch me, guys? 700, like that's a lot of people. I'm so grateful for you guys. It's the small little wins. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just do what you gotta do. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.